I'm really happy to win this stage, and yeah, I'm very proud of the work we did as a team. Mentally, I know I'm very strong. So today my win was a sacrifice for all the people who really are mentally.
Welcome to stage 6 of La Vuelta Femenina. Demi Follering is back in the red jersey after her demonstration yesterday on Lagunas de Nela, and she is potentially just one day away from winning this race for the second time. On paper, today is one for the sprinters, although there is a risk of echelons if the wind picks up later in the day. Either way, Marianne Vos is the woman to beat.
Visma Lisa Bike are the team we really need to look to. Obviously they have the green jersey. I'm sure they want to keep it, and we know that Mariana is really good in these kind of sprint finishes. So they will be the team for controlling today, but I think it's also possible that a breakaway can go. So it's really up to Visma to see how they control the race.
126.7 kilometres between Becerril de Campos and Baltanas, with no categorised climbs on the menu, although there are a couple of lumps and bumps in the final. As ever, the GC favourites will have to be switched on to avoid any mishaps. Well, there was a very lively start today with lots of attacks, but it took nearly 50 kilometres for a group of 19 riders to get away, and they didn't have much of a gap. Well, you could see why the peloton didn't want to let them go. Some big names up front, including Ellen van Dijk, Kristin Faulkner, Pfeiffer Georgi, Femke Marcus, Vittoria Guazzini and Marion Bunel. The only World Tour teams who didn't have a rider in there were UAE Team ADQ and Movistar, but plenty of others had also missed it, so the chase was on. Well, the riders are wrapping up warm in this chilly weather, so Demi Follering not able to show off that red jersey just yet. The peloton still hammering away as they started to hoover up the escapees, and with around 45 kilometres to go, it was breakaway over for all of about 10 seconds, and then Lea Lynn Teutenberg sparked a new move.
Attack from Lotte. There are fewer and fewer opportunities, so more and more investment from more and more teams.
The German was joined by Sarah Roy of EF Education Oatly and Nicole Steichinger of AG Insurance Sudal. Then three more riders looked to counter. Nicola Niskova, Andrea Casagranda and Andrea Alzate. They would even be joined by a fourth woman, Titia Rio. So 3 out front and 4 chasing, and this was certainly a much easier situation for the peloton to control, with just 7 riders out there instead of 19. With 27 kilometres to go, Teutenberg, Roy and Steichinger led the chasers by 55 seconds, with the peloton at 1 minute and 30. Various teams across the front, UnoX, Visma Lisa Bike, Carrefour.es, SD Works, Picnic PostNL, with nobody really driving the chase for the time being. The breakaway groups just rolling through the intermediate sprint and taking all the points and bonuses as the peloton began to chase with a bit more urgency. They brought back the chasers with just over 20k to go. Visma Lisa Bike now driving the bunch, but they weren't the only ones. Picnic PostNL working for Megan Jastrab and Franziska Koch, Lidl Trek for Anna Henderson and FDJ Suez for Ali Wollaston. Babette van der Wal for VF Education Oatly then attacked on the descent with Henderson quickly on her wheel. They didn't go clear, but the gap to the breakaway was now just 15 seconds and they were soon caught. With all of these little kickers in the final, the stage suddenly burst into life as Liana Lippert unleashed for Movistar.
Here you go, springboard attack for Lippert by the looks of things. Who's going to be able to control this one? Visma Lisa Bike spotting the danger.
Lippert was followed by Vos, Follering and Van der Breggen, so all of a sudden Movistar found themselves on the back foot, with their leader Maren Reusser forced to chase to defend her GC position. There was a brief stalemate as Reusser came back to that front group, but then Lippert went again, followed this time by Vos and Misha Bredevolts. Absolutely full gas racing as teams like UnoX and Lidl Trek tried to close the gap, and eventually they caught up with just under 10 kilometres remaining. There was one final rise that topped out with around 4k to go. Cedrine Kerbayol also trying her luck for EF over the top, but her rivals were straight onto the wheel. It was an explosive final indeed, but it would come down to the expected bunch sprint. Imogen Wolf leading out for Marianne Vos.
into the final bend, with Marianne Vos in third position, Breda Vold second in line, and Marianne Vos looking to take her cue from the SD Works squad again. Is she going to be able to come up and over? Breda Vold for glory, but is this Marianne Vos coming up and around the outside? Will she be able to get up and around her this time? This time it is Marianne Vos. It's going to get the glory by the narrowest of margins. Will it go to the photograph to be firmly established? And the winner of the stage confirmed, Marianne Vos.
Vos securing her second stage victory of the week, and boy did she have to work hard for it. The Dutch woman won by a country mile back on stage 2, but she was pushed all the way here by Breda Vold. A win's a win though, and she's now doubled up at the last 3 editions of La Vuelta Femenina.
I'm very happy and exhausted, to be honest, but we knew as a team today was a chance for us, and we wanted to go all in, and we did. And in the end it was really close, so yeah, I was happy I could just take it.
Vos denying Breda Vold what would have been her third win of 2025. Wollaston was third ahead of Lara Gillespie, with Steichinger an impressive 5th in spite of her earlier efforts in the breakaway. No changes at the top of the GC despite that little skirmish late in the day. Following remains 45 seconds clear of Van der Breggen before tomorrow's big finale in the mountains. Vos now has a massive lead in the points classification. She's 98 clear of Femke Heritzer, and as long as she finishes the race, she'll be heading home with that green jersey. Following is also our Queen of the Mountains, and if she has another good day on the climbs tomorrow, she may well be finishing with 2 distinctive jerseys. 6 down, 1 to go, and on Saturday, La Vuelta Femenina finishes with a bang in the Asturias, with the Queen stage to the Alto de Cotobeo. Don't miss it, join us again tomorrow, and thanks for watching.